The SIP RFC defines 6 types of request. So far, we've looked at the invite, used to invite another party to a call, the ACK that confirms reliable delivery of a final response to an invite, the BY that terminates a call, and the cancel that cancels a pending request. Next, we'll learn about the options request. In fact, by the time we're done, you'll be familiar with the request and how it's used to request the capabilities of another user agent. Now, RFC 3261 describes how the options method allows one user agent to query the capabilities of another. It allows a phone to find out what methods, content types, extensions and codecs the other supports before offering a formal invitation. Now, inside the options request, we find all the basic SIP headers, the to and the from, the via, the call ID, CSEC, the contact, and content type. Headers we know about already. What's interesting is the absence of any special headers that specifically request capabilities. They're simply not needed. The request method in the start line is sufficient to tell the downstream user agent to respond with a description of his capabilities. It's the 200 OK response that contains the special capabilities headers, the allow header, for example, that describes the request types acceptable by the user agent, the range of accept headers that describe things like payload type, content encoding types, acceptable languages, and so on. There's the supported header that lists any SIP extensions supported by the user agent. And in the message body, there'll be the user agent's media options describing the codecs it's willing to use. Now, capabilities can be sought in 2 contexts, in session and out of session. In the in-session context, the 2 parties are already connected in a call. If one then wants to change something, perhaps to add video, it can send an in-session options request to check that the other client supports video before issuing an updated invite. The other context, the out of session, well, it's the same context we discussed a moment ago, where with no existing call, one party seeks the capabilities of the other. Now, the only practical difference between them is the call IDs. In the in-session context, the options request has the same call ID as the other messages in the session, whereas with the out of session, the options request always has a new call ID. So, in summary, the purpose of the options request is to request capabilities of another client, supported methods, content types, extensions, codecs, etc. If agreeable, a user agent server responds with a 200 OK, complete with allow, accept, and supported type headers that define its capabilities. It also includes its media options in the payload. Options requests can be sent in session and out of session. In session options have the same call ID, and out of session options have new call IDs.